Have you ever reached a point in life where you stop and think, why didn't anyone warn me about this? That moment came for me in my early 70s. I was sitting alone one morning with a cup of tea in my hand, looking out the window, and I realized something painful and powerful. There were so many things I wish I had truly understood decades ago. Not because I regret my life, but because with just a little wisdom, I could have saved myself from unnecessary heartache, wasted energy, and missed opportunities for peace. So today I want to share 7 shocking life lessons I learned in my 70s that every senior must hear. These aren't the kind of tips you'll find in a book or hear at the doctor's office. These are real truths, simple, sometimes hard to swallow, but deeply freeing, especially for those of us walking the road of aging with courage. And if you're still in your 50s or 60s, consider this a gentle gift from your future self. Let's begin. Lesson 1. Most of what you worry about never actually happens. I used to stay up at night thinking about everything. My children, my health, my money, my legacy. I worried if I'd be a burden. I worried if I had made the right decisions in life. I even worried about what people might say after I was gone. But here's what I've discovered. Almost every single thing I worried about either never happened or didn't matter as much as I thought it would. And the time I spent worrying, it never changed the outcome. It only stole peace from the moment I was living in. There's a powerful quote that says, worrying is like paying a debt you don't owe. And at this age, peace is more valuable than gold. Instead of spending my energy on what ifs, I started asking myself, what is still in my hands today? And that shift, focusing on the present instead of potential problems, quieted so many fears that had lived in my mind for years. I wish someone had told me at 40 that most of life's storms either pass quietly or never arrive. But even if they do, we're stronger than we think. People remember how you made them feel, not what you did. When I was younger, I worked hard. I tried to do the right things, provide for my family, help my community, and be respected. And like many of us, I thought my value was tied to my accomplishments, my job, my skills, my sacrifices. But in my 70s, something surprising happened. People didn't bring up my achievements anymore. They didn't talk about the work I did or the things I bought. Instead, they said things like, you always made me feel safe. You listened when no one else did. You had a calming presence. That's when it hit me. We're remembered not for what we did, but for how we made people feel. Whether you're a parent, grandparent, neighbor, or friend, your emotional legacy lasts longer than any physical thing you leave behind. If I could go back, I would spend less time trying to be perfect and more time being kind, patient, and present. It's not the house you bought or the job you had. It's how people felt when they were around you. That's what stays in their hearts forever. Lesson 3, your health is not a guarantee, but it is an investment. In your 30s and 40s, you bounce back quickly. A sleepless night, a bad meal, or a missed walk doesn't seem to matter much. But by the time you reach your 70s, every choice you made in the past shows up quietly and consistently in your body. I learned the hard way that health is not just about avoiding sickness. It's about daily habits, what you eat, how you move, how you sleep, and how much stress you carry. And here's something no one told me. Your body doesn't ask for perfection. It just asks for attention. A short daily walk, a handful of vegetables, drinking water, stretching your legs, getting enough rest. These small things make a big difference. I used to think exercise was about looking good. Now I know it's about being able to get up without pain, carry groceries, climb stairs, and enjoy life without fear. If you're listening today and still have your mobility, your energy, or your appetite, protect it, nurture it, because later you'll realize how precious even the most basic physical abilities really are. Loneliness is more dangerous than we realize. When I was younger, I thought being alone meant being independent. I enjoyed my space, I valued my quiet time, and I didn't think I needed much from others. But something changes with age. In your 70s, people move away. Friends pass on, children get busy with their own lives, and slowly, silence becomes heavier. What I didn't expect was how deeply loneliness can affect your health. Studies now show that chronic loneliness can be just as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It weakens the immune system, increases the risk of heart disease, and even affects memory and sleep. I've learned that we weren't made to age alone. We need connection. Not crowds, but real human warmth. A phone call, a shared meal, a neighbor stopping by just to say hello. I started reaching out more, joining local groups, attending community events, even volunteering. And you know what I found? There are many others just like me, waiting for someone to start the conversation. So if you feel lonely today, know this: you are not a burden. You are not invisible. You are still deeply needed. Reach out, because connection isn't just a gift. It's medicine for the soul. Lesson 5. You don't have to win every argument. Peace is better than being right. There was a time when I would argue to the end about politics, family decisions, religion, or even small things like how to fold laundry or which way the toilet paper should face. Why? Because I thought being right meant being respected. But I've learned something far more valuable. Being peaceful feels better than being right. Arguments with your children, your spouse, or old friends, they rarely bring understanding. They often bring distance. And the more time passes, the more we realize we didn't lose people because we were wrong. We lost them because we wouldn't let go of being right. I've seen families divided for years over something no one even remembers clearly. I've seen best friends fall apart over pride, and I've realized that peace in the home is worth more than pride in the heart. Now, when I hear someone say something I disagree with, I ask myself, is this worth losing peace over? Most of the time, the answer is no. At this stage in life, harmony is gold. Let go of the need to prove your point. Hold on to love instead. Time speeds up, and moments matter more than milestones. When I was young, it felt like time moved slowly. Summer vacations were long, birthdays took forever to arrive, and the future felt far away. But in my 70s, something strange happened. Time started flying. A week feels like a day. A year disappears in the blink of an eye. Grandchildren grow up faster than you can imagine. Old friends fade into memories quicker than expected. And that's when it hit me. Moments are what matter now, not milestones. It's not about the next big trip or holiday anymore. It's about the quiet moments. Sitting on the porch with your spouse, hearing a grandchild laugh, enjoying the smell of fresh coffee in the morning. We spend our younger years chasing goals. But the greatest treasure in our later years is presence. I used to rush through life. Now I try to savor it moment by moment. So my advice, slow down. Put the phone down. Look someone in the eyes. Taste your food. Feel the breeze. Say what needs to be said, because now is the only time we truly own. Lesson 7. Letting go brings more peace than holding on. We all carry emotional luggage. Old grudges, past mistakes, words we should have said or wish we never did. But in my 70s, I realized something that changed my life. Letting go is not weakness. Letting go is strength. I forgave people who never apologized. I stopped blaming myself for decisions I made years ago, when I did the best I could with what I knew. And I finally stopped chasing approval from people who never truly saw me. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means you choose peace over pain. It means you free yourself from being chained to a past you cannot change. And once I let go, I slept better. I smiled more. I loved deeper. I finally felt light. If you're holding on to old pain today, I invite you, let it go. You don't need permission. You don't need closure. You just need to be free. My friend, these lessons were not easy to learn. Some came through tears, some through loss, but all of them brought me closer to something precious: wisdom and peace. If you're in your 50s or 60s, hear this as a gentle whisper from someone walking just a few steps ahead. And if you're already in your 70s or beyond, maybe these truths echo something deep inside you too. There's still beauty ahead. There's still purpose. There's still time to love, forgive, laugh, and live fully. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this video spoke to your heart, I'd be honored if you shared it with someone you love. And remember, you are never too old to grow, never too old to heal, and never too old to be happy.